Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Try Socks. How I'm doing?
And I'm Vinny, and we got the Michael Burry 13F filing came out this week. We're going to take a look at some of the new stocks he added because he got some interesting stuff in here. We're going to take a little look at it, okay? So, the real interesting thing, I think, right off the bat is he trimmed a lot of his positions. And by trimmed, I mean he eliminated from his portfolio, okay? These are all positions that he closed out of completely in this most recent quarterly filing, which is pretty crazy. There's quite a few names on there. He basically trimmed everything down to just 10 holdings at this point that are disclosed. That means only things he has to disclose are call or put options and U.S. equities. So he could own things that are outside of that or cash or whatever. But as far as things we can see, he trimmed down a bunch of them, get rid of all these. Okay.
I see he sold City, worst
Yeah.
stock ever.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. I know. We have our own personal history with that. Now, these are the stocks that he still owns. So there's just 10 total. We have talked a lot about Baba. All right. See our separate video. Dylan and I both own Alibaba shares. He did add to that position this most recent quarter, increasing his position 24%. He added some new ones here. This is Shift 4 payments. Actually, I'm only tangentially aware of them because of that whole Jared Isaacman. He's the guy that paid for that first private space mission to the International Space Station. He's
Okay.
this founder of that company.
I've honestly never heard of them. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll talk more about it. Molina Healthcare, Baidu, JD, HPP was Hudson Properties. Well, mention them real quick. Real. He actually trimmed that position down, and then I didn't even actually look at these other ones, kind of smaller positions. If you look at the dollar value in his portfolio, 2.6 million as opposed to his big one, Baba, is 11.1 million. All right, so Chinese tech. This is a trade Dylan and I have talked about a lot. In our opinion, stupid guy opinion, significantly undervalued, and it makes sense. But Burry's been along on this trade for in and out for several times. He did add 24% more shares to his Baba position. Baidu, he actually significantly increased 87.5, almost doubling his position in Baidu. That's another one that is very, very attractive. All of the Chinese tech has been relatively beaten up and seeing multi-year lows. JD, he did trim that one back actually the most recent quarter, down 30% of his position he's lopped off.
That one's that one's weird to me because it seems. I mean, JD and Bob are competitors ish. It seems like it would be smart to. Okay. I mean, he's smarter than
Yeah.
me, so
You know,
he's
some things you can kind of intuit or interpret a little bit, but the Burry machine does what the Burry machine does. All right, I wanted to highlight a couple of these other new positions. So Shift 4, new position, decent size for his portfolio, 7.3 million. He held it as of here. It looks like they have a nice little decent pop right in the beginning of August this year. Potentially would be up already on this position if he still holds it. We don't know that for a fact because once again, 13F filings are 45 days delayed from the end of the quarter. But payment processing is what they do. I think they particularly target small merchants and restaurants as like their niche, but don't quote me on that one.
and that's looking like a double top here. I am short biased though. I don't think the market's going to do well, so I'm looking at everything from a certain perspective.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I looked briefly at their finances too. I want to say their price of free cash flow was like 2022, not bad, but nothing like, oh my god, this is like way undervalued. Like, what the hell's going on here? So I'm not really sure what his thought process is in the play, or if he just thought it was kind of beaten up for a little bit. Now, Molina Healthcare, this is a Medicare, Medicaid kind of management company. And he held it as of the end of June here. Nice little pop since then. Decent sized position for him, 7.3 million. That seems to be his kind of like mid-size, mid to large size kind of position for his portfolio when it gets to that territory. Because you notice he had a couple that were basically at that same dollar value. But stock that had like a little downward trend, and again, maybe he was betting on the reversal. I can't remember what their financial metrics look like off the top of my head right now, but nothing particularly caught my eye there. This is one I thought that was a little bit interesting. So for him, this is more like a mid-sized position. This is Hudson Pacific Properties. It's a REIT, and they specialize in sound studios and things of that nature. So very, very small niche. Like I said, mid-sized position for him. This is a stock that was trading at $30 per share back in like 2020, and it's now down to $5 per share. It's down like 50% year to date. So it's one that like might be worth doing more due diligence on. It's a pretty small company, like $700 million market cap. And they show like negative earnings, but right, it's not a good metric when you're talking about REITs. So that was one that I thought, I was like, huh, this is interesting. I might want to spend a little more time reading about them personally. But what are your thoughts?
So my thoughts are he's loading up on cash, a very, very large amount. So I mean, I just went to Whale of Wisdom like we did. So
Mhm.
I mean, even with the new buys, he is very heavy into cash right now. Unless, like you said, we can't see the other things that he can be investing if he's doing direct. So there's definitely a caveat there. But we have Buffett loading up on cash. We have Burry loading up on cash. I don't, not trying to be Harry Dent here, but
Yeah, yeah,
that
just a
doesn't
little
sound
bit.
good to me. So,
Yeah, I know, but he's done that before too. So
yes,
like the classic joke about Burry is he's predicted what 20 of the last two recessions. So
true, true. He was super wrong in 2021. How, that was probably his worst being wrong. But
yeah,
now he's got Big Daddy Buffett with him too, in agreement. Uh, okay,
sure,
all right.
sure. I mean, the real important lesson though is that we all agree that Chinese tech is undervalued. Okay,
True, everybody.
take home message.
Yeah, agreed. I would like to buy more, but I don't have any more money. So
Yeah, fair enough.
I have everything at Baba. All right,
Well,
guys.
catch you next time.